So the other day, Pork Chop Jr. comes into my room. He says, Dad, we got to talk. I said, okay, let's talk. He said, no, we got to talk. I said, we can talk. You talk, I'll listen. I'll talk, you listen. That's how this goes. Good enough. He says, Dad, do you ever hear about alternative lifestyles? I said, son, I need a little more detail. He said, alternative lifestyle, like things that not everybody does. I said, you're not telling me you're a Cub fan, are you? He said, oh, no, Dad. Nobody would ever be a Cub fan. Nobody with any brains would ever be a Cub fan. Anyway, no, Dad. I said, well, what is it, son? He says, Dad, I'm not really into women in the romantical sense. I said, explain that, son, because I'm not entirely sure I understand what you're saying there. So, Dad, I'm more interested in the boys in the romantical sense. I like boys. I'm gay, Dad. I said, what? What do you got on your mind? You're what? He says, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Dad. I said, disappoint me? If you're in love, you're in love. I don't care who you're in love with. I was being surprised because I didn't want you to know that your mother and I have been talking about this for months. We knew you were gay. We don't care if you're gay. Here's what we care about. We care that you're happy. We care that someone loves you. We care that we love you. We care that you're comfortable and you're having a good life. That's really it, kid. Do you. Be happy. Love who you want to love. Just don't love the Cubs. So Gail sends me to the Jewels to get some shampoo. And I'm walking down the meat aisle and I see this guy. And this guy looks just like me. It was like looking in a mirror. This guy, he's handsome, he's well built, he's got a goatee. I said to the guy, I said, what's your name? He said, I'm Uncle Beef. What's your name? I said, I'm Pork Chop. He said, you're the other white meat. Everybody's got a joke. I said, you married? He said, yeah, you married? I said, of course I'm married. I said, what's your wife's name? He said, Glenda. What's your wife's name? I said, Gail. You work in the factory? Yeah, I work in the factory. You work in the factory? Yeah, I work in the factory. You work in the factory in Archer? Of course I work in the factory in Archer. Where else are you going to work? You in the factory in Archer? Yeah, I'm in the factory in Archer. I said, you got kids? He said, yeah. You got kids? He said, yeah. We both got kids. He said, what's your kid's name? I said, my son's Pork Chop Jr. My daughter is Gail Jr. What about you? He said, my daughter is Glenda Jr. My son, he's Little Beefy. I couldn't believe it. This guy was my doppelganger. I never seen nothing like it in my life. It was like looking in a mirror. So Gail says to me, she says, Pork Chop, we need a vacation. I said, Gail, you want a vacation? We'll take a vacation. You never ask for nothing. You ask for something, I'm going to give it to you. You want a vacation? Let's go. So we go to Vegas. Vegas is lovely. We go into this big room, a lot of lights, a lot of bells, a lot of whistles. She goes her way, I go my way. I end up in a room with a bunch of guys, and they start playing the cards. They start playing the cards. I start losing. I'm losing hand over fist. I'm losing like it's my job. What am I going to do? I'm down $30. Pork Chop is never down $30. $30, that's a lot. I'm not going to waste $30, but I already wasted. What am I going to do? One more hand. If I could get back my 30 in this hand, I'll be good. I'll be well. Let's do this. First card dealt is a king. Second card dealt is a king. I'm feeling it. And then some crapola. But two kings is something to think about. So I put a couple bucks in there. See if I can't scare off some of the pikers. One guy stays in with me. Okay. So I throw those three away. I pick up a fresh three. There's a third king. There's no way these moves are going to beat three kings. I went all in. 12 whole bucks. 12 entire dollars right in the pot. Everybody folds but the one guy. He decides he's going to call me. He calls me. I lay down my three kings. I'm ready to scrape the pot in. He says, oh, here's three aces. Who's got three aces? What do you got on your mind? I got the three kings. How do I not win with three kings? He's got three aces. Well, that's enough for me. I've lost enough money. I'm going to get out of there. So I'm heading towards the one place where I can really cash in, the buffets. Get me some peel and eat shrimp, drown my sorrows in some shrimp cocktail. I'm walking toward the buffet, and I hear these people cheering. I mean, they're cheering like it's a Super Bowl. I look, and there's someone throwing bones. And I look even closer, it's Gail. Gail throws the bones, they all cheer. Gail throws the bones, they all cheer. What? I'm going to go over and see what she's doing. I took one step, I said, oh, I can't do that, because if I go over there and bring her bad luck, she ain't going to make any more money. No one's going to make any money. I'm going to get me some shrimp. So I go over to the buffet, I get me a nice big pile of peel and eat shrimp. I get me some shrimp cocktail, I sit down. A couple minutes later, Gail shows up with a big box of chips. I said, did you steal those? You can't steal chips. They count them. She said, no, honey, I won them. You won them? I said, we each had $50 to start this little trip. What did you do? I lost mine. She goes, I turned it into $2,000. You made $2,000 throwing the bones? She said, yeah, I threw the bones. I said, you threw the bones? She said, yeah, it was me throwing the bones. You threw the bones. She threw the bones for $2,000. What did I do? I ate my shrimp. I need a cup of coffee.